Weddings, a day where a couple invites their loved ones to come together and witness the joining of two families in holy matrimony. You don't expect things to go wrong. You don't expect people to actually object to a wedding. Okay, you had all this time to do that. You had the whole engagement to do that. Really, it's just going through a bit of formalities for 30 minutes and then partying the rest of the evening. But sometimes things can go wrong, and a lot of times they're captured on camera. So today, join me while I watch a few videos of that happening and see what we can learn. All right, let's get into it.
It was a normal wedding day until the groom's pregnant mistress crashes the wedding and confronts him.
Come on now. And why would you wait?
Anthony, I know you hear me. You better get out of my mama's wedding.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Nobody expects what happens next.
I'm clenching my pearls. I'm like upset, if anything, because you're pregnant. Clearly, you knew about this. You should have let the wife know or the fiance know what's going on. Yeah, let's not embarrass the bride. Embarrass the groom for sure. But let's not embarrass the bride. Money has been spent. All right, let's continue.
A wedding crasher interrupted this couple's ceremony right in the middle of their vows, but it didn't end up being a complete catastrophe. Kara and Matt were exchanging their vows when Kara heard some snickering and giggling from the bridesmaids, and she noticed that the groomsmen kept looking towards the woods behind the altar. She tried to ignore it and focus on the words that her soon-to-be husband was saying, but soon even he had to stop because the crowd started to laugh too, and the wedding goers pointed out an unexpected guest. This little stray cat sitting on a tree stump behind them, meowing. Once she was acknowledged, the cat quieted down and politely watched the rest of the ceremony. Kara and Matt said that it seemed like some kind of sign, as they're both cat lovers and even had cat cake toppers. After the ceremony, the venue was able to safely capture the cat by luring her in with shrimp, and Kara and Matt knew that they couldn't leave her behind. While they were initially unsure about adopting her themselves, as they live in a small space and already had another cat, the wedding crasher of course won them over.
What?
Matt and Kara named her Daisy,
Of course,
and she's settled
like,
in
he's part of
nicely
the
as the
family.
perfect companion to her new cat sibling Gatsby.
Okay, that is actually adorable. I love that. Come on, sir. Pretty relaxed venue, but leave it to Unc to come in. You get a little drinks into Unc, okay, and you already know, the family members already know how the night gonna turn out. But at this point, you know, everybody should have some drinks in, and you can just look away, let Uncle be Uncle. You knew that when you invited them. you knew what was gonna happen when you put on that music, okay?
I have to tell you guys about a recent unhinged wedding guest. Now, I did confront this guest in a sense, but they just literally weren't having it. And what this guest was doing really wasn't bothering the family at all. It was just bothering me. Okay, so the ceremony's about to start. And we have asked everybody to find their seats, like 5 minutes prior to ceremony. This guy rolls in, he grabs a pre-ceremony drink, and then proceeds to stand behind the last row of seats with the drink in his hand. Now it's like 1 minute before I'm about to start processional. I go up to the gentleman, let's call him Uncle Bob. I'm like, hi, there's plenty of seats over here. There was probably like 15 to 20 extra seats. If you'd like to go ahead and take a seat so we can get the ceremony started. He's like, no, I'm good. And I'm like, yes, sir, I do understand. But this is where everyone's going to be processing and the bride's going to have her moment. We're going to ask you to take a seat. And he was like, I said, I'm good. So I tried one more time nicely. And I'm like, yeah, I know the couple would really like you to find your seat since you're standing in a very heavily photographed area. And he was like, no, I'll be standing right here, okay? And then we had to start the ceremony.
I mean, at that point, it's really up to the bride and groom to, you know, step in, or you just let them have it. Just let them have it, okay? It's cool. When the bride and groom gets there and they realize they don't want them there, then they can go ahead and do that. We're not going to worry about problematic family members, all right? They got an invite, so I guess it's fair game when you invited them. Very nice. I love this. And I hope you did not just send a picture to someone and they didn't come back to you with their expectations. See, there you go. You sent them pictures, okay? First of all, you need to check their Instagram to see their work, all right? We only go off of past decor. Then if there's something that they did that you think they can replicate based off their previous work, then you can start presenting them some photos and saying, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? But if you just bring them photos without looking at their previous work to see if they're even capable, then honey, you're setting yourself up. You're setting yourself up, and that's it. I mean, look at this cake. What has their previous work shown? Okay, they did that. They did that. I actually think that's a beautiful cake. Yeah, I mean, hey, give or take. Oh, ooh. She said, I don't need no umbrella, okay? I'm getting blessed right now. Wow. I'm sure they had one hell of a time for their reception.
God damn. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
How did we miss a gremlin? Okay, a huge gremlin. Hold on. Let's rewatch that.
God damn. Oh my God,
Okay, I can kind of see in the background.
oh my God.
But girl,
What
that
is
looked like
that?
a whole gremlin. Oh no. That's actually hilarious. They're leaving anyway. They're leaving anyway.
Since the day we started talking, after falling through my bedroom window, within minutes I could tell you were the one for me. Then as time went on and I was falling deeper in love with you, I was and always will be one of the easiest people to please. Only two things are required to keep me happy: keep my belly full and my balls empty. Though you're amazing at half of it, we really need to get you some cooking lessons. Even when my belly isn't full, there is no
Or
one
your
I could
balls
ever love
emptied.
more in this lifetime, unless
It just sounds
I
terrible.
actually get a chance to meet Margot Robbie. Since the beginning, I always told you I was going to make you the happiest woman in the world and give you everything I could possibly give. Well, today I'm taking it a step further and giving you my last name, the last name of champions. No one deserves it more. With you and the girls by my side, I feel like I can conquer anything. Y'all make life worth living, giving every breath of every day a purpose. Life gets even better when the kids fall asleep and you tell me to come to the bedroom. Nothing's better than the sound of gagging and headboard slamming.
Michael.
Everyone
Wow.
keeps telling me that marriage is going to
Wow.
ruin a lot of things, but I feel that's only if you let it. Even if we fight, argue, or don't see eye to eye on something, it'll never affect the way I love you.
Sir, were these vows
Marriage is
about
something I
you?
take
Like,
seriously and I only want to do once. After almost 10 years, I still stand by the fact that you're my soulmate and it'll never change. After today,
I
the
don't know
only
if she's
thing
pissed
changing
or
is
just
me
wanting it to
having to
stop.
deal with the ring on my finger.
Or
You will
she's just
forever
down
have my
for the
heart,
ride.
and that's a promise till death do we part. P.S. Since you're so good at making decisions like marrying me, you can choose whether tonight's going to end with being a toaster strudel or a Twinkie.
What a wow. What a wow.
Alrighty. I'm speechless.
I will say,
Being that I
his vows were longer than normal. He really, I guess he said what he said and he meant what he meant. He wanted his belly emptied. Wait, his belly full and his balls emptied. Ugh. It sounds like he wanted something, funny, quirky. She might be down for it. Hey, look, they're getting married. It's just I wanted to put the whole video in for context because that little part did go viral. But, hey, look. Unexpected, but hey, I'm sure the family is still talking about it and asking her, hey, is his belly full? Is his balls empty? All right, let's look at another set of vows that went pretty viral. But this time, like the last, I'm going to let him do his entire vows so we can get the full context. Okay?
I promise to smack ass every chance I get. That's all I got.
Is that it? Are you sure?
I didn't write nothing down.
That's what you're going out with?
That's what I'm going with.
Cool.
We've made it this long.
This one was just like, you know, man, I'm just here. I'm just here, okay? Where the food at? It's giving shut up ring. It's giving, look, man, like, do we have to do the vows? You know I love you, girl. Like, you know, like, come on, cut this cake, let's eat. That's what it's giving. Okay. I remember this one went viral on Facebook, and I believe this is real. Clenching my pearls that I'm imagining. Clenching my imaginary pearls, 'cause sir, look at her. Still in his phone. I loved her dress. She looked beautiful. I'm hoping he was looking at something on his phone in relations to the wedding. I hope it's a wedding planner. Somebody texted him, reminded him to do something. Okay? Something related to the wedding. Because the way he was looking intently, like they were walking down the streets of New York, you know? Like she was just casually walking with him, and he was giving that New York walk just now. Like, yeah, making our way there. But, you know, I got some text messages to make. These grooms need a whooping. Like, it's so corny to me. But I mean, these women know who they're with. So I guess, like, you know, I guess it's here to lighten up the mood, but it's just so corny. It's so corny. But hey, it's unexpected.
Zoom in on those. Is that loud? Yeah, are you fucking dumb, dude? I can't hear you. You fucking asshole, dude. To the music, I can't hear it. I'm fucking mic'd up also. You just yelled into it. You're an idiot.
Oh, he's giving such a chat. Why would you mic them up? It's nerves. That's that nervous sweat. It'll hit you anywhere, okay? It's that nervous sweat. I get it, girl. And she probably couldn't put on a gurney, so yeah, sis was stuck. But shout out to the bridesmaids or maid of honor. Look, that's what they're here for, okay? The nervous sweatings will be there. Did the ring actually fall? Let's watch that again. The ring actually did fall. Ooh, yeah. Okay. What have we learned? If you're having toddlers or children, let's give them props. All right? Let's just give them the pillow and then someone hands the ring. Let's put them in the program, but not give them responsibilities. Okay? We can't expect toddlers to hell with $1,000 rings. Okay?
Your love is a perfect embodiment of why we should all believe in love and its power. Love is the base. Love is
Pause for a moment. I just realized when I got up to the end of the aisle that I'm missing half of my dress. Maybe I could put it on now. I'm not kidding. Two nights ago, I had a dream that I did this. That I walked down the aisle without it. Here comes the dress.
Oh, here we go. Hey, listen. Photos are being
I'm sure you
taken.
guys have
She
never
may
been
have
to a
walk
wedding
down
like
the aisle
this
again.
before.
Walk down
I
the
know
aisle
I'm
again
almost
if you need.
Okay, we can resume.
It does look better, sis. Good for you for saying pause. I don't feel comfortable. Please let me get my dress. Go off, sis. That has to be some kind of good luck. You know, things happen. Sometimes it's the decor. Sometimes it's your groom not knowing how to act. Or sometimes, you know, your veil just wants to have its own moment. But either way, if you're planning your wedding, just know that you got to leave room for air, for people to do what they do, and to just have a good time. The more you learn to just relax and breathe, the more you'll just find things funny, hilarious, and just part of the experience. Thank you guys so much for watching my videos. Continue to watch more, especially if you're a 2025 bride. And let me know if you've seen anything unexpected at a wedding you went to. All right, bye.
Loving that you're a patina. You love